Hello kiddies, and how yous doing today? Well, I hope yous have been good boys and girls. What have I been doing today? I've been shopping with Grandad, and the sun's shining, it's really hot, so we're going to go out and have a little bit of a sunbathe, and then we're going to have a wee swim in the pool. So that'll be nice, won't it? So hope yous have been down the beach, or you've been to the park, or you've done something nice. But snuggled in and listened to a wee story for Granny. So, today we're having Enid Blyton's book, Magic in the Playroom. Oh, it looks to be about animals. What a surprise it's going to be. Because I don't know, I've not read this story yet. So, here we go. The toys in the playroom were very friendly with the little folk who lived in the garden. There were fairies and pixies, gnomes, brownies, all merry, happy and friendly. Sometimes the gnomes came to drink a cup of tea in the doll's house. Sometimes the pixies came to dance to the music of the little musical box. And sometimes the fairies and the brownies came to play hide and seek with the toys. They did have fun, and the toys always loved to see the pretty little heads of the little folk peeping over the windowsill. But when a family of goblins came to live in the old oak tree in the garden, the toys were not quite so pleased to see them. The goblins are not so polite as the fairies, said the pink rabbit, shaking his head. The goblins have rather bad manners, said the big doll. Oh dear. They make quite a noise when they eat, says a red-haired doll who was very particular indeed. But nobody said anything rude to the goblins, and each night they popped in at the window with the other little folk. Then a horrid thing happened. One night, after the little folk had gone back to the garden, the pink rabbit put his hand up to his collar and found that the little brooch, which kept his coat together, had gone. Oh dear. I believe I saw it peeping out of the pocket of one of the goblins, said the clockwork mouse suddenly. Oh, look. See, there you can see it's missing. You can't find it. And there's the clockwork mouse saying that he thinks he's seen it in a goblin's pocket. Dear, dear, dear. You're not supposed to do that, are we? There was a deep silence, and the toys were too shocked for words. To think that one of their guests would steal something. You must be wrong, Mouse, said the pink rabbit at last. My brooch must have dropped. So they hunted for it, but couldn't be found. We will not say anything about it at all, said the rabbit, but it's horrid to think that anyone would steal from us, because you don't take stuff that's not your own, do you? No, of course you don't. But after that, other things began to go. The red-haired doll missed her necklace. She usually kept it in the kitchen cupboard in the doll's house, and one night when she went to put it on, it was not in the cupboard. Oh dear. And worse than that, the walking duck lost his key. It was always kept on a ribbon, tied to her neck so that it wouldn't be lost. It was easy to wind up the walking duck when she had her key handy like that. But now it was gone. Somebody had cut her ribbon in half and taken the key. Perhaps she was playing a game and was too excited to notice. The toys stared at one another. Something really must be done now. There was no doubt at all that those bad-tempered little goblins had taken their things. We will complain to the others, said the walking duck. Surely the fairies, the pixies, the brownies and the gnomes will be able to make the goblins give us back all the things they've stolen. So that night, see, look there, they're all talking. See, they're all talking about the stuff that they've lost. See? So that night the rabbit took Ring Ding, the fairy, Trick Twinksy Pixie, Frisk the brownie, Snip the gnome into the kitchen of the doll's house and shut the door. Whatever is the matter, said Ring Ding in alarm, looking at the rabbit's solemn pink face. You look as though you've lost a new penny and found a button. I've something to tell you, said the rabbit, and I don't want the goblins to hear me. Little folk, I'm sorry to say that the goblins have been stealing some of our things. The little folk stared at the pink rabbit in horror. Could it really be true? Ring Ding went very red instead. She felt quite cross. Oh, I'm having a bad hair moment. I don't believe it. You must have made a mistake, Rabbit. But when the rabbit told her about his brooch and the red-haired doll's necklace and the walking duck's key, the little folk nodded their heads. Yes, said Twinksy Pixie. I believe you, Rabbit. It was only yesterday that I noticed the goblin had a new front door key fitting into the lock in the oak tree. And now I come to think of it, it was exactly like the key belonging to the walking duck. Ooh. Well, what shall we do about it, said Frisk the brownie. We shall have to use some magic on the goblins, said Snip the gnome. We must make them give up the stolen things. But the goblins know more magic than we do, said Ring Ding. Whatever spell we do to make them give back what they've stolen will be of no use, for the goblins know much stronger spells than we do. Well, we will try anyway. So that night, when the goblins had all gone from the playroom into the garden, and the little folk went back to the oak tree where the goblin family lived and made a spell to force them to give back up the stolen goods. But it was no use at all. The goblins put their heads out of their little windows and laughed at them. You don't know enough magic, they shouted. Stop your silly spells or we make a stronger one and turn yous into ladybirds. You can't do that, can they? Oh, look, there's a nice picture of a goblin. Oh, see, it's a wee bit scary. And look, there's the pink rabbit. Can you see the pink rabbit? They're hiding behind the basket because they're scared of the goblin. The little folk went away. They didn't want to be turned into ladybirds. They told the toys what had happened, and everyone was very sad. The next night the goblin visited the playroom, bold as ever. And do you know, although the toys kept a close watch on them to make sure they didn't take anything, those goblins managed to steal quite a bit of stuff. Look, cried the walking duck, peeping into Mummy's work basket, which she had left on the floor. Mummy's little scissors have gone, the ones she cuts buttonholes with. And all her needles, cried the rabbit, seeing the needle case quite empty. And a nice silver thimble, cried the clockwork mouse. Oh, whatever will she say? It's time we did some magic, said the rabbit suddenly. I believe I know how to get back the stolen things. Yes, I believe I do. He ran to the toy cupboard and pulled out a big magnet that the children sometimes played with. He and the toy slipped out of the window and ran to the oak tree. They banged on the door, and when the goblins opened it, the toys crowded inside. Look, see the pink rabbit with the magnet? Oh, I wonder what he's going to do. What do you think he's going to do with the magnet? Goblins, said the rabbit sternly, we have come to get all our things you stole back. We want them tonight. We have some wonderful magic, much stronger than anything you know. The rabbit took the big magnet, which he had been holding behind him, and showed it to the goblins. They laughed. That won't find anything, they said. The rabbit held out the magnet, and then a very strange thing happened. The stolen scissors, which had been hidden under the carpet, flew up to the magnet and hung on to the end of it. Then all the needles appeared and flew to the magnet. And then from a goblin's pocket, the thimble flew out and rushed to the magnet as well. Look! Can you Can you see everything flying to the magnet? Oops, there we go. Wow. See, magnets are powerful and things that are metal stick to the magnets. So there we go, there's the pink rabbit. Pleased as punch. Ah, said the rabbit. You see what powerful magic we keep in the playroom, goblins. The goblins turned pale, and as they stared in surprise, they had never seen a magnet before, and they were full of fear. They rushed to the door and disappeared into the night. We shan't see them again, said the rabbit. Let's just look around and see if we can find all the other stuff. They hunted round and found all the things that they'd missed, and a few more too. The walking duck took her key from the front door of the oak tree and tied on a new ribbon round her neck. She was very pleased to have it back. Can you see it? You see the key on the ribbon round her neck? Then they all went back to the playroom, put the needles, thimbles and scissors back into the work basket. They laughed when they thought of the goblin's astonishment. That magnet was a fine idea, said the pink rabbit, putting it away again in the cupboard. I don't think the goblins will rob toys again. They were too afraid of the magic in the playroom. Oh, so there we go. Isn't that a nice wee story? Well, I enjoyed reading it to you. I just wish you were all sitting on my knee, giving me a big cuddle while I'm reading it. But I shall read you another one tomorrow. So, bye. Good night.